What's up, YouTube and Yu-Gi-Oh fans? My name is Dueling for Days, and welcome to my channel. We're going to be talking about some Yu-Gi-Oh deck profiles today, of course. I'm going to start with my Magical Musketeer deck. It's a pretty unique deck. I really like on how it functions around like spells and traps, activating under while you control them, and it's pretty nifty if you can really throw your opponent off with the effects they have, which are really cool. But today I'm just going to show you what I got for my profile. First things first, we got Magical Musketeer Caspar. One of the VIPs in the deck. He searches Magical Musketeer cards for you, and lets you set up plays really nicely. He's got 2000 defense, which is really nice base. Oops, sorry about that. Oop. Yeah, you get the idea. He's at 2000 defense, 1200 attack. Not much of a fighter, but he's a pretty good defender. He's a Starfire target for further plays, chain. Search more stuff, which is really nice, so I run him at 3. He's definitely a must. Next I run 3 Starfire. She's pretty good. She's the second VIP of the deck, basically. So when you bring her out, you're supposed to summon Caspar and get more Magical Musketeer stuff to your hand. Yeah, I really like her. She's not much of a fighter either, but yeah, she's like one of those setup play type monsters. So run her at 3 definitely. Next up, we got 3 Kidbrave. He's a pretty nice card for draw power. A little low key on effects, whether you have to like discard a Magical Musketeer card, which is kind of a bummer. It wasn't just discard one card, but can't be perfect. It's Konami. Got 2 Doctor. He's pretty nifty for getting stuff out of the graveyard for you, whether it's monsters or spells and traps. I see him as a pretty good recycler. You don't need to have more than 2, in my opinion. You can probably run him at 1 even, just because he's searchable. And you can get him out of the graveyard pretty quick. Yeah, he's pretty good for plays. Run 1 Calamity. She's a little low key too for her effect. Special summoning a Magical Musketeer monster from your graveyard, which is nice and all. It's just a little cloggy when you need her. Yeah, you don't want to see 2 or 3 of her in your hand right away. She's definitely a searcher from Starfire's ability. And run 1 Wild. He's really good because he's a Jar of Avaris. Just with 3 Magical Musketeer cards instead. I really don't think you need to run more than 1 or 2, just because he gets a little cloggy, just like Calamity's sake, for being on the field too much. And even if your graveyard's empty, you can't really use his effect, so he's just a beat stick at that point. But he's pretty nice to run in 1. Alright, that's all the Magical Musketeer. Next are the hands. I run 2 Honest because they're all light monsters and they don't really have that much of attack, so if they are all in attack position and your opponent's attacking them, well, you can just bust this out and obviously double or gain attack from the attacking monster, so you don't have to worry about like battle too much. And then the last 2 hands, 2 Droll and Lockbird. I didn't have any Ghost Ogres to spare from my other decks, but I thought this was okay, and I did pull 2 from the new Kaiba collection, which was pretty sweet to grab both like 2 in 1 box. So yeah, I thought this was a pretty good idea for hand trap. That way your opponent doesn't like set up plays to get rid of your Magical Musketeers too quick on you, and you don't really have to worry about searching too much on your opponent's turn, just because you got more plays going through on your turn as it is. So yeah, I think it's pretty good too for Droll and Lockbird. Alright, moving on to the spells. We're going to do 2 Cross-Domination, VIP spell in the deck, really good effect, targets opponent's monster, its attack becomes 0 and effects are to gain until the end of the turn. That's really great when you're going up against like stronger monsters, obviously, with like broken effects, like Borrow Load or something like that. Like you don't have to worry about like, you know, getting 500 attack lossage from the battle or anything. Yeah, it's a pretty good card in my opinion. Run it at 2 or 3. I only have 2 available right now. Next we run 2 Steady Hands. Pretty good card too. Doubles it's attack boosting just like Honest, except it doubles until the end of the turn. But fortunately though, you can't really attack directly, so I mean it's just meant for waiting for your opponent to hit your monsters and then you just activate it from the hand. Next up, we run 2 Pot of Duality, just for the sake of activating Starfire and Caspar's abilities. And I'm sorry, excuse me, you can't activate Starfire after activating this because you can't special summon, but it's just good search because you really want to set up your plays for next turn, so you want to get the cards you need really quick. And then I run the Toon Table Contents engine with this deck just because of the sake of it being a really good combo. This is Toon World. Turns out I didn't have a spare copy on me at the time, but that's okay. Just know that's a Toon World. So yeah, you get these. Yeah, you get this in hand first round. You're solid for plays because you just activated them under any magic bullets you have like a good chance with, and you get their effects, and you get to search another one of these. Or Toon World to activate even more effects, so it's really, really nice. I really like this combo. But yeah, I will have Toon Worlds hopefully soon. And then our 1-ofs, 1 double summon, 1 monster reborn, and 1 ties the Bretheren. The reason why I run double summon, obviously, to get more magic bolts in the field, or Magical Musketeer, sorry. And then monster reborn, obviously, for special summoning, and then ties of the Bretheren. This is really nifty because you can get out the monsters quicker with different names, so you'd have more effects to go off, like the next turn. For your opponent to come at you, so it's like, oh hey, I got all these monsters on the field now, like come at me, bro. Yeah, so I run 1 ties of the Bretheren there. Alright, now for traps, run 2 Magical Fiendish Deal. This card's pretty good. It defends against Raigeki really nice, so in case your opponent activates like Dark Hole, Torrential Tribute, or Raigeki, yeah, and you just activate that from your hand, your monsters are safe. It's got a really nice search effect. Unfortunately, though, it says on your opponent's destruction card effect, so it's like, ugh, it's a little slow, but not bad card. I like it. Just do not activate that under Starfire or Caspar, or you will be screwed for a few rounds. Do run 3 Desperado. This is a really nice card. It's an MST for everything. Yeah, you can even do it on your own stuff. Yeah, so in case you wanted to get, like, say this out of the way, or the Toon World out of the way to make way for more spells and traps, you can always just pop your own stuff if you need be. So pretty self-explanatory card. Just destroy stuff in the field when you have Magical Musketeer monster. I run 2 Dancing Needle. Pretty low-key card. It's meant for like shutting down like Blue Eyes decks or anything else that happens in the graveyard type abilities. It's kind of nifty actually. I really do like this card. It's just a little underwhelming at times when this is like up to 3. So it's like, well, I mean, if you only got 1 card in your graveyard and your opponent's only got 1 card in the graveyard, it's like, I mean, you can at least still banish your stuff, get them out for later. And then our next 3 of Magical Musketeer. This is a beautiful card because it's a counter trap for 1, and the fact that it negates spells and traps. Fortunately, it should have been monster effects too, because this card's a little slow too in the hand. But yeah, so if you're going against like Blue Eyes, like I said earlier, you're gonna shut them down pretty good with this card right here. There's other... Oh, and Brandish Maiden 2 coming out soon. Deck is gonna kind of die probably against this card, in my opinion. Alright, that's the main deck. And now for the extra deck. You don't really need an extra deck for this deck necessarily, but I only run 1 Tsukuyomi because they're all light monsters and draw power. 1 Gagaga Samurai for attacking. 1 number 103 Ragnazero. It's alright for attack dropping. And 1 Luminescent. Yeah, it's just beefier XZs with nifty effects. Bujintei Tsukuyomi is probably the one I go into most because of the draw power. Because this deck is kind of slow on its own, but I mean, you at least got the Kidbrave for draw power, but that's going to run you a little bit slow too. So draw power is always nice, and rest in peace Max C, my spirit monster. But yeah, so yeah, that's my deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Got any questions, comments, concerns? Just leave it down in the description. Peace out.